Hello again, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Let's pick up on Isaiah. I'll do 13 to uh, 16, I believe. It's two different prophecies. This first one started prophecy against, uh, like with Jeremiah, neighboring kingdoms, empires. This is a prophecy against Babylon that Isaiah, son of Amos, saw. Raise a banner on a bare hilltop. Shout to them, beckon to them to enter the gates of the nobles. I have commanded those I prepared for battle. I have summoned my warriors to carry out my wrath, those who rejoice in my triumph. Listen, a noise on the mountains like that of a great multitude. Listen, an uproar among the kingdoms like nations missing together. The Lord Almighty is mustering an army for war. They come from faraway lands, from the ends of the heavens. The Lord and the weapons of his wrath to destroy the whole country. Telling them what's coming their way, just like he did with Jeremiah. Wait, for the day of the Lord is near. It will come like destruction upon the Almighty. Mentioned, referencing today as well. Because of this, all hands will go limp. Every heart will melt with fear. Terror will seize them. Pain and anguish will grip them. They will writhe like a woman in labor. They will look aghast at each other, their faces aflame. See, the day of the Lord is coming, a cruel day with wrath and fierce anger, to make the land desolate, destroy the sinners within it. All coming upon us. Stars of heaven and the constellations will not show their light. The rising sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. I will punish the world for its evil, the wicked for their sins. I will put an end to the arrogance of the haughty, and will humble the pride of the ruthless. I will make people scarcer than pure gold, more rare than the gold of Ophir. Therefore I will make the heavens tremble, and the earth will shake from its place, at the wrath of the Lord Almighty in the day of his burning anger. All stuff that's going to happen. It's coming. Like a hunted gazelle, like sheep without a shepherd, they will all return to their own people. They will flee to their native land. Whoever is captured will be thrust through. All who are caught will fall by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be looted and their wives violated. See, I will stir up against them the Medes, who do not care for silver, have no delight in gold. Their bows will strike down the young men. They will have no mercy on infants, nor will they look with compassion on children. Babylon, the jewel of kingdoms, the pride and glory of the Babylonians, will be overthrown by God, like Sodom and Gomorrah. This is what conquering countries will be in turn conquered or destroyed. Overthrown by God like Sodom and Gomorrah. She will never be inhabited or lived in through all generations. There are no nomads will pitch their tents. There are no shepherds will rest their flocks. But desert creatures will lie there. Jackals will fill their houses. There the owls will dwell, and there the wild goats will leap about. Hyenas will inhabit her strongholds. Jackals her luxurious palaces. Her time is at hand, and her days will not be prolonged. The Lord will have compassion on Jacob. Once again, he will choose Israel and will settle them in their own land. People he's bringing back to the world to inhabit. Foreigners will join them and unite with the descendants of Jacob and be multiplied. Maybe some alien beings too, I don't know. Nations will take them and bring them to their own place, and Israel will take possession of nations, make them male and female servants in the Lord's land. They will make captives of their captives and rule over their oppressors. That part won't happen in the future. It's going to be as it was supposed to be in the beginning. So you guys be able to tell what's speaking of what they're referencing back then and what they're referencing now. This is more for back then. On the day the Lord gives you relief from your suffering and turmoil, and from the harsh labor forced on you, you will take up this taunt against the king of Babylon. How the oppressor has come to an end, how his fury has ended. The Lord has broken the rod of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers, which in anger struck down peoples with unceasing blows, and in fury subdued nations with relentless aggression. All the lands are at rest and at peace. They break into singing. Even the junipers and the cedars of Lebanon gloat over you and say, now that you have been laid low, no one comes to cut us down. The realm of the dead below is all astir to meet you at your coming. It rouses the spirits of the departed to greet you, all those who were leaders in the world. Yes, the realm of the dead below is all astir to meet you at your coming, those who are evil and bad in this land. It rouses the spirits of the departed to greet you, all those who were leaders in the world, who were down there in the pits. Makes them rise from their thrones, all those who were kings over the nations. They will all respond. They will say to you, you also have become weak, as we are. You have become like us. Destined to darkness. Not destined, but going to darkness. All your pomp has been brought down to the grave. Along with the noise of your harps, maggots are spread out beneath you, and worms cover you. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth. You have once laid You who once laid low the nations, you said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens, I will raise my throne above the stars of God, I will sit enthroned in the Mount of Assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds, I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. Just as he did with the morning star, with the devil. So all these people in the world will be brought low to the depths of the pit as well. Those who see you stare at you, they ponder your fate. Is this the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble? The man who made the world a wilderness, who overthrew its cities and would not let his captives go home? All the kings of the nations lie in state, each in his own tomb, but you are cast out of your tomb like a rejected branch. You are covered with the slain, with those pierced by the sword, those who descend to the stones of the pit like a corpse trampled underfoot. You will not join them in burial, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. Sounds like several leaders in the world now. Let the offspring of the wicked never be mentioned again. Prepare a place to slaughter his children for the sins of their ancestors. They are not to rise to inherit the land. They cover the earth with their cities. I will rise up against them, declares the Lord Almighty. I will wipe out Babylon's name and survivors, offspring and descendants, declares the Lord. I will turn her into a place for owls and into swampland. I will sweep her with the broom of destruction, declares the Lord Almighty. The Lord Almighty has sworn, surely as I have planned, so it will be. As I have purposed, so it will happen. I will crush the Assyrian in my land. On my mountains I will trample him down. His yoke will be taken from my people and his burden removed from my shoulders. This is the plan determined for the whole world. This is the hand stretched out over all nations. The Lord Almighty has purposed, and who can thwart him? No one can beat him. His hand is stretched out, and who can turn it back? It's too late to stop anything. This prophecy came in the year King Ahaz died. Do not rejoice, all you Philistines, that the rod that struck you is broken. From the root of that snake will spring up a viper. Its fruit will be a dark and venomous serpent. The poorest of the poor will find pasture, and the needy will lie down in safety. But your root I will destroy by famine. It will slay your survivors. Wail, you gate, howl, you city, melt away, all you Philistines. A cloud of smoke comes from the north, and there is not a straggler in its ranks. What answer shall be given to the envoys of that nation? The Lord has established Zion, and in her his afflicted people will find refuge. So, God is the refuge, protection from all that's coming. All those enemies of those of God will be struck down, destroyed. Chapter 15, the prophecy against Moab, another nation. So those were two against Babylon and Philistia. Now against Moab. Ar in Moab is ruined, destroyed in the night. Kir in Moab is ruined, destroyed in the night. Dibon goes up to its temple, to its highest places to weep. Moab wails over Nebo and Medeba. Every head is shaved and every beard cut off. In the streets they wear sackcloth, on the roofs and in the public squares they all wail, prostrate with weeping. Heshbon and Eliah cry out, their voices all heard all the way to Jehaz. Therefore the armed men of Moab cry out, and their hearts are faint. My heart cries out over Moab, but her fugitives flee as far as Zoar, as far as Eglath Shalishah. They go up to the hill to Luhith, weeping as they go, on the road to a Horonaim. They lament their destruction. The waters of Nimrim are dried up, and the grass is withered. Vegetation is gone, and nothing is left. So the wealth they have acquired and stored up, they carry away over the ravine of the poplars. Their outcry echoes along the border of Moab. Their wailing reaches as far as Eglam. Their lamentation as far as Beer Elim. The waters of Dimon are full of blood. I will bring still more upon Dimon, a line upon the fugitives of Moab, and upon those who remain in the land. Bring destruction on them as well. Other enemy of God's people. Chapter 16. Send lambs as tribute to the ruler of the land, from Selah across the desert to the mount of daughter Zion. Like fluttering birds pushed from the nest, so are the women of Moab at the fords of the Arnon. Make up your mind, Moab says. Render a decision. Make your shadow like night at high noon. Hide the fugitives. Do not betray the refugees. Let the Moabite fugitives stay with you. Be their shelter from the destroyer. We'll be crying out, help us, help our innocents, our loved ones. It'll be too late for all of them. The oppressor will come to an end. Destruction will cease. The aggressor will vanish from the land. In love a throne will be established. In faithfulness a man will sit on it. One from the house of David, one who in judging seeks justice and speeds the cause of righteousness. Jesus Christ. We have heard of Moab's pride. How great is her arrogance, of her conceit, her pride, and her insolence, but her boasts are empty. Therefore the Moabites wail. They wail together for Moab. Lament and grieve for the raising cakes of Kir Hareseth. The fields of Heshbon wither, the vines of Sibmah also. Rulers of the nations have trampled down the choicest vines, which once reached Jazeera and spread toward the desert. Their shoots spread out and went as far as the sea. All their power and their tendrils of influence that reached out will go and disappear. So I weep as Jazeera weeps, the vines of Sibmah. Heshbon and Elealeh, I drench you with tears. The shouts of joy over your ripened fruit and over your harvest have been stilled. Joy and gladness are taken away from the orchards. No one sings or shouts in the vineyard. No one treads out wine at the presses, for I put an end to the shouting. My heart laments for Moab like a harp, my inmost being for Kir Hareseth. When Moab appears at her high place, she only wears herself out. When she goes to her shrine to pray, it is to no avail. When people go to the churches to pray, they're insincere, he knows it, and it's all for nothing. This is the word of the Lord has already spoken concerning Moab, but now the Lord says, within 3 years, as a servant bound by contract will count them, Moab's splendor and all her many people will be despised, and her survivors will be very few and free people. Well, that's 3 of our years. Let's see. Again, Revelations can take 1,000 years. Only God knows that. Well, Lord, praise you, Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you, God. So we'll pick up on number 17 pretty soon. Next time. As always, peace to Christ. God bless.